America. I've been doing the Funky Academic for about a year now, and this particular video is the second part of a two-part capital campaign. After this, I go back to doing short videos on fundamental concepts and basic philosophy. With the Funky Academic, I try to do basic political philosophy with a low-key left emphasis because I care about black people, and black people aren't going anywhere in America as a community until we fix the discourse around public goods. We need to get aggressive about making claims on government for the material goods we are owed. So what I do at the Funky Academic is produce short videos rehearsing basic arguments in political philosophy. You know, what is justice, what is neoliberalism. I have a video on marriage, the occasional book review, so go over to www.thefunkyacademic.com to see what I offer. They're meant to be pieces to provide discussion. If you find yourself at a book club and nobody's read the book, go ahead and watch one of my videos instead. Now, American left, and I'm talking to the white left because you may not know this, but you need me to scale up. You need to put some money behind this capital campaign to help me get better equipment, staff, have a marketing budget, because you need a black left media who knows who our class enemy is and is not afraid to say it. And our class enemy is not the broke, racist white guy voting for Trump. It's the banking lobby who pushes cities to close health clinics rather than renegotiate bonds. My class enemy is a nonprofit industry that pushes teachers to fundraise with GoFundMe campaigns and grant applications rather than advocate for state budgets and revenue sharing practices that would adequately fund public schools. American left, you need a black media that will tell black people that Michelle Obama is their class enemy. Someone who's not afraid to say it twice. Michelle Obama is your class enemy. She talks about dreaming big, but then keeps her mouth shut when her hometown guts public education, harasses teachers, and even closes the neighborhood school that her kids would go to if the Obamas deigned to go to non-selective enrollment public schools. She talks about healthy choices, but is somehow rendered mute about the lead in public school water and homes in black communities. Her actions and the propaganda behind them are just part of the apparatus to keep black people from admitting that we are broke and we are being poisoned, and no amount of individual striving can substitute for having a government that works for us to guarantee public goods. And Oprah will not save you, nor will she tell you that it was the government FCC putting pressure on networks saying, we need to find a black person to put on television, that got her in syndication. So white left, the media war is the war we are losing, and Bernie Sanders lost a primary because there's no black left media to speak of. So white left, you should go on to www.thefunkyacademic.com and take a look at the short videos. So even if you don't look at the short videos, you should sign up as a monthly contributor to help me scale this up. And if you think, black people should pay for their own left media, then you don't know how bad the black economy is. There is no black The Nation, and for all we know, the black Tom Hartman is a janitor at the Tom Hartman Show. To be clear, both the Democratic and Republican establishment lobbyists pay black media to tell other black people not to organize and make claims on the government regarding public goods. And that somehow bottled water and private fundraisers will ameliorate the fact that you are broke and bathing in hazardous waste. But you need a black left media that says things that you can't say, white people, like, black people, do not listen to these Negroes. They will give you button cameras on cops with one hand and sell your schools to Goldman Sachs with the other. And if you don't fund black left media, a media that is not afraid to call class enemies what they are and raise the conversation, black people will do it again. Bernie went into the black community talking about jobs and schools, and black people were like, hell no, to the no, 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 yeah, to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. And Zephyr Teachout is wonderful. She gets it from corruption to public goods in a profound way. She needs a little bit of help understanding that transnational labor solidarity, not nationalism, is the way to fix trade policy. But in many ways, she's better than Elizabeth Warren. But if she tries to run nationwide without a black left media that's been prepping the community for years, we'll do it again. She'll walk into a neighborhood and we'll be like, hell no, to the no, 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 yeah, to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. This capital campaign is to provide me with the material to prep a black left. So if you don't give it to me, then give it to a media that is serious about policy from the black left perspective. All black media is broke, but not like white people broke, like black people broke. That means everybody they know is broke. So if you're serious about building a black left media, there's Yvette Carnell doing good work at breakingbrown.com. Anoa Changa is raising the level of discourse at The Way with Anoa. Benjamin Dixon is doing his part, and so is Gus T. Renegade, and Janice Peake Graham, Bruce Dixon, Tim Black, Jared Bell, Eugene Puryear. None of them have marketing budgets because black people are broke. Now, there are some black intellectuals who've been scared out of telling the truth about our government-inspired economic woes and the need for political organizing. But some of the good ones include Lester Spence, Adolph Reed, Cornel West, Keeanga-Yamahtta Taylor, and Pascal Robert. I don't agree with all of them all of the time, but these people need a black left media to both amplify their voice and to keep them accountable. For example, Eddie Glaude Jr. is fantastic when he's on independent media, but he turns into complete garbage anytime he goes into MSNBC. I suspect that's because the paychecks are bigger on MSNBC, and the only way to get invited back is to put out garbage. Now, if you must give to a think tank because you care more about the tax write-off than you do about justice, most of them are garbage for black people. But Demos. Under Heather McGhee, Demos is actually doing decent work most of the time on the issues. They talk about public goods, and they talk about public goods well. So white left, if you want nice things like public goods, especially from the Democratic Party, you need to admit two things to yourself. One, the media war is the war, and it's a war that we are disproportionately losing in the black community. And two, the black left media cannot fund itself. Black people don't have enough money for clean water. And the very little money that is in the black community is contingent upon how well we cozy up to our class enemies. So go to www.thefunkyacademic.com and sign up for a monthly membership. And that's it for this year's capital campaign. Until next year, the rest of my videos are going to be on topics in political philosophy, interviews, and book reviews. Peace.